Good evening, everybody. We'd like to start our event today. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the Ngunnawal and the Namri land, the traditional custodians of Canberra area, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I acknowledge and extend my welcome to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islanders that may be present here today. I'd also like to welcome all of you. I'd like to mention leaders of the community and dignitaries here. I begin with acknowledging Mr. Peter Kane, member for Jinindra, Niranjan Agarwal ji from the Vishnu Shiva Mandir, Krishna Nadipalli ji, chairman of Canberra Hindu Mandir, Prakash Mehta ji, director of Hindu Council Australia, Kanti Jinaji, he is the vice president of Hindu Council Australia, Muthu Rangaswamy ji, he is the chair of the Hindu Swayam Sevak, and welcome to the volunteers from HSS as well. Nishi Puri ji, welcome to you, the president of Multicultural Association Canberra as well as Gopio. And also Ramesh Kandukari ji is the vice chairman for Canberra Hindu Mandir. Also acknowledging Ravi Krishnamurthy ji and Radha Ravi from Amman. And I'm sure there's others that I haven't acknowledged, and I really apologize if I've missed out on anyone. I'd like to invite Prakash ji to introduce Kiran, who's the chief guest for us.
Distinguished guest, Sri Kiran Chukkapalli ji, ladies and gentlemen, friends, namaskar. We are fortunate to have Sri Krishna Kiran Chukkapalli, sorry for pronouncing, with us. He is real Karma Yogi. Let me give you some details about him. Kiran Chukkapalli is a former entertainment professional and entrepreneur. He holds postgraduate degree in public relations and advertising from Bombay. He is also an accomplished yoga instructor trained under the guidance of several renowned Himalayan masters. You will be surprised at the age of 9 he has started interest in yoga and this activity, and he was so much keen into that his family has sent at the age of 13 to Himalaya for 40 days training. And then actually he never came back from 40 days, he came after 5 years. After 19 years, 5 years he remained in that Himalayas and done the Himalayan yoga. Under the masters he done the Himalayan yoga. Then he is actually a founder of Think Peace, and now instead of doing a professional work and living luxury life like we all do here, he dedicated his life to this Think Peace organization for upliftment of the tribals and refugee people. Now, what is the turning point on his life? In 2009, he was on a family trip to Arku Valley in Andhra Pradesh, and he was wandering in the mountains, and he found that a small tribal village. The perpetual survival mode of the population was apparent in the village. No roads, no electricity, scarcity of drinking water, no schools, no medical facility, were just few of apparent problems in that area. One square meal looks like winning a lottery. That was the situation of the tribal people. In addition to that, some extremist presence in that area further aggravated the already lack of development. So this incident has changed his life's goal. At first, Kiran, along with his few friends, immediately adopted 50 villages in that area to provide them lights, solar lights, so that they have never seen before. When this was accomplished, it instantly improved their quality of life. paving the way of many more social and economic developments. Under his able leadership, his organization has more than 240 volunteers. So the Think Pins organization launched several rural and urban welfare programs, including tribal welfare, clean light initiative, waste management, and legal literacy. Started with small beginning of 50 homes with solar lights by April 24. After a few years, over 200,000 refugees and tribal homes have been lit up with solar lights. Adopted 230 tribal villages in sensitive border between Andhra Pradesh and Orissa. He created 40 tribal preschools, created healthcare model completely run by the tribal women. Kiran traveled 18 states, 130,000 kilometers. He has traveled around the India in various parts on motorbike or solo to do the research, and over 90 Hindu refugee camps he visited. People will surprise that in India why there is a Hindu refugee, but refugee comes from the neighboring country, Pakistan and Bangladesh, Afghanistan. So there are 90 Hindu refugee camps he has visited, and he extended, by seeing the situation, he extended the ecosystem he built over for the tribal project for helping refugee and initiated a refugee aid project. Over 300,000 roughly population of Canberra. Hindu refugees are uplifted through socio-economic initiative by his refugee aid project. So he is continuously advocating upliftment of refugee status of Pakistani Hindus. I have given just short summary of his work. Now let us listen from this real Karma Yogi about the work he is doing. Thank you. Namaskar.
Say everyone, Jai Shri Ram. So, sorry, technical difficulties, like Prakash ji just said, I come from tribal areas and remote Himalayas and all of that, so just getting used to the technical stuff of the universe. And thank you so much for that warm introduction, Prakash Mehta ji. We all look up to people like you that have laid foundation, for many organizations. Like I always, when I start a speech, I always, just like how Aboriginal people, we spoke about, I always talk about my ancestors and my seniors that have laid foundations because they have worked in spaces when there was absolutely no systems. Today we are thriving on systems like HCA and HSS and so many organizations, but when there was nothing, they have withstood all the difficulties and laid foundation for this. So thank you so much for the introduction and for all the inspirational work. I would also love to thank our Shanti Reddy ji. The moment he heard about this refugee crisis, he have initiated this important discussion that needs to be having a dialogue today here. So thank you so much. And Divya ji also, thank you so much for all the support and you're a great HCA. And also HCA team, Sai ji, the current president, is not here, but he's been also very supportive. And HSS is like the home wherever I go for me. So thank you so much. And most importantly, each one of you for taking your time on a Sunday afternoon and joining me for this crucial dialogue. Why do I think this is an important discussion or a crucial dialogue? Already Sir told about me, so let me tell you the story of my people first. A 11-year-old Kira, after a day of celebrating her puberty, a day of celebration in the Mirpur caste of Sindh province, Pakistan. The little girl had a great day with the family and she was resting on the shoulders of her father in an open sky outside her home, from where she was kidnapped at gunpoint and she was kept in a religious institution in the same Mirpur caste area, Sindh province in Pakistan, where she was abused for over 2.5 months. After 2.5 months, she was dropped in front of the village as if she was a sack of meat. And they sent out a message to the whole family, and especially her father, that you people have been crying that the women that we take, which is our right. This was the message, which was our right. You always complain that you don't have proof. For the record of this gathering today, 1,350 girls between the age of 6 to 11 to 16 goes missing every year from Sindh province of Pakistan alone. That is 3 Hindu girls that are being abducted, forcefully converted, kidnapped and sold into slavery every single day. As our whole team here have been working hard today to set up this event, 3 girls were missing. And this is a fact of over 2 decades of research. This is true. Forget about 13, 15, some numbers may say 13. Doesn't matter. We come from a heritage where one of our women's modesty is tested. Ramayana and Mahabharata happened. When it is the 13 or 13, 15 that shouldn't be mattering to us, but that is the situation our people are there in Pakistan's Sindh province. And why did they target this little girl exactly on that day? Because they had a larger agenda for it. Because her father was one of the few Hindus who have been raising voices for not just Hindus but any minorities that are being abducted and kidnapped. Especially in a case back in 2012, you can all Google this, where Kiran Chukkapalli, one of our brave sisters, at the age of 18, was kidnapped from Kotki village of Sindh province, Pakistan again. On the very day, she was forcibly married to a street gangster by the name Navicha. But their family was little well off, and with the help of the Hindu community, they have protested, and the police was forced to write an FIR. 80% of the cases will never even go to a police report. And when the police were reported about this, Kiran Chukkapalli was present in the court, where the judge clearly asked, "Where do you want to be?" The little sister, despite all the pressure, when outside there was over 450 gunmen waiting outside the court, she went to the court and then she said, "I want to go with my parents." What was the judge supposed to do? What was the judge supposed to do? What did he do? He said, "As a married Muslim girl, your place is not your parents' home, so that is not possible. So you will," and also at the same time, he sent out a warning to the Hindu community. Very, very a judge recording this, saying that if you Hindus start protesting and doing things like this, I won't be able to give guarantee of the 11,000 people that are in Kotki village. 11,000 Hindus that are in the Kotki village. He said this in the court. And then he further said, "We need more time to assess this, so we're going to adjourn the court." And when he sent the girl back to the perpetrator's home, can you believe it? There, but the Hindu community still persisted despite warnings to their life. And then she was from there taken to a police station and she was kept in a jail for her safety. Did you ever hear this? That a girl, a victim, is kept in a jail to safeguard her? Can you believe that? And that was the situation. Where the perpetrators themselves visited and warned her, where the constables and the police have better up to accept the majority religion, and then she was sent to the court. And look at this brave girl. She went to the court and she said, "I was never a majority religion person. I am Hindu and I will be Hindu and I want to go back to my parents." But what did the court do? They said, as again, whatever religion she belonged to now, we have to send him to Darul Islam. They have sent her for 14 days into a shelter house to think and rethink about her decision. Where you can imagine, I'm not going to go into detail on what would have happened in that shelter house for 14 days. And despite she came back, and then again she said the same thing after all the pressure. Ultimately, the case went to the Supreme Court, where in the Supreme Court, a member of the National Assembly have slapped her to accept Islam, but she was not accepting it, so they did not even take her statement in the Supreme Court, and then they have said that now that she's a Muslim woman, she has a right to just give a closed statement, and they said that she wants to be with the family and then she disappeared forever. You know? But as brave she is, I don't have to talk more about her bravery. She somehow found a way to message her mother. I normally don't go through scripts, but I wanted to quote the way the brave sister have written. So she have sent two SMSs before she went disappearing. I would like to quote Kiran Chukkapalli right now. She said, "Mom." Mom, leave me and migrate to India so that I could give up my life with ease. These people blackmailed me that my family would be wiped out if I persist. If I refuse to take a meal, they managed to force me once a day's meal under the threat of guns. Mia Bindu, who is the religious leader, tells me that if your relatives couldn't save you, in Koti Court, Shelter House and Supreme Court, do you think your people can ever free you? I said, I was never a Muslim and I will never be a Muslim, and they met me a lot with their mom. I just want to be with my mother. I say that, they made me again. They forced me to eat beef almost every day, but I threw it away. I simply survived on vegetables and pulses just to be alive. Mom, please tell me when you are migrating to India so that I don't die. They tell me they will be taking me to Saudi Arabia during Ramzan. I refuse. They threaten me with God. Mom, I want to die, but God is not permitting me that too. Putting all the efforts, you couldn't save me. I am sorry. Mom, I cried today for the entire day, but there is nobody to console me. And the last SMS, I came to know that my brother had got married. Look at my fate, I could not even sing Sehra, which is a Sindhi marriage song, in my own brother's marriage. I planned a lot for my mother's marriage. Mom, what my Bhabi thinks about me, that is her brother's wife. Tell Bobby that whatever happened was not Wrinkle's fault. I heard that uncle also left Pakistan. Ask for forgiveness. Tell them that it is not my fault. Hope he will never delete these messages. This was her last message before she disappeared completely from her life. So this had created a wave of migration in 2012 to Bharat. If you look at the spike of Hindus that have moved after 1971, 2012 to 2014 was the peak time where a lot of Hindus have actually come to Bharat. And this is exactly what even CA was addressing. But all of you know the kind of protests and the Western anti-media that went on against it. The same law was passed by United States called Special Oldenburg, where only the minorities of Iran are let into US, but there was never a protest against it. But whenever we want to do something progressive, whenever we want to stand by something for our people, somehow everyone gets together and then we don't have an answer to give it back. So this is exactly why I am here, in order to create awareness about our people. After going through so much trials and trauma, 71% of Hindus that are crossing the border from Pakistan into India are coming with less than 4,200 rupees as their final money, which is not even $80. Imagine a family of 18 with an average family of 7 holding 80 rupees and trying to cross a border with so much trauma in the back of their mind, and there is no law for them, there is no rehabilitation program for them. And it is exactly around that time, 2018, when this happened to Kira, that is when I have taken the Bharat Refugee Yatra, when I went around Bharat to understand the crisis of refugee situation in the refugees in Bharat. 15 families in one camp for using one bathroom. Our women were walking for 4 hours every day in order to collect twigs to Our children were walking 6 to 13 kilometers just to go to school. And not a single home had electricity. Because despite they being legal in Bharat, their stay is illegal in the places they were. So the electricity could not be provided. In the last 4 years, we have come together, and then now today 2 families use 1 bathroom. Our women doesn't go out anymore to collect twigs because we have created cooking systems. Our children go to schools either by cycles or we have built 13 schools. And just like how Prakash just said, each and every Hindu home, refugee home by April 8th of 2024 is fully lit up by solar lighting. But at the same time, there is so much more to do because as and when they come, if we don't have a policy in place, this will forever go on like this. So what we are proposing today is a Hindu-Sikh refugee rehabilitation policy. So as and when the people are coming crossing border with just $80, all we are requesting government of India to pass a bill that will give them refugee status. So who is a refugee? Any individual who is forced out of their country because of war, religious persecution or natural disaster is considered a refugee. And hence, our people deserve to be getting the refugee status. India is not a signatory to the 1951 Refugee Convention or the 1967 Protocol. Hence, we do not have a refugee law. Despite that, India is the largest host of refugees on the planet. We have Tibetan Buddhists staying in Bharat, India. We have East Indian Tamil brothers and sisters living in India. And we are giving refugee status, a travel card to Tibetan Buddhists as and when they come. There is a separate rehabilitation department under the Ministry of External Affairs that is serving Sri Lankan Elam Tamils for over 30 years. So what is stopping us to give this refugee status to Hindus is something that we need to all look at. One of the biggest things is awareness. Today, Article 370 or Raman we were able to do because the government had the strength from people. But look at CAA and look at farmers' laws and all of that. There were so many protests, but the community had no idea on how to reply to that. So hence, some of them had to be rolled back or delayed. So that is why, in my heart, I know the present government, and hopefully by tomorrow evening, the government will form again. The government will definitely have the heart to do something, but they need the people's voices to support this cause, and hence we all need to be aware of this. To put one stat for you, how many Jewish brothers and sisters were slaughtered during the Holocaust? Can anyone say? 6 million, right? Which is horrible. But do you know, if you look at the decline of Hindus, Sikhs, and Buddhists in Pakistan and Bangladesh versus the population growth, 69 million Hindus goes missing in the last 6 decades. This is 10 times longer than Holocaust, 10 times larger than Holocaust. And Holocaust happened, the peak was between 1941 to 1944. Very soon will be 80 years. So this is 20 times longer than Holocaust. Forget about museum, I'm sure 95% of us that are sitting here are listening to it for the first time. So this is something that we need to ask ourselves today. Whatever we are fighting, it may look like we are asking something and people say we are extreme and all of it, but what we are fighting for is truth. What we are fighting for is to do right from what is done as a wrong. And that is exactly what we are trying to do. And I am very sure that when this policy goes onto the floor, all these narrow minds, all these conditioned minds will open their toolkits. And they will start spreading anti-India, anti-Hindu everywhere. And that is when we as a community needs to have clarity, facts-based, research-based numbers, and that is exactly what we have. And then we are hoping to introduce this policy very soon. I hope all of you will join the voices when it goes onto the floor. And once we get the refugee status in India, then just like how Suma was telling that a lot of Afghanistani refugees are coming here. How are they going to come here? Because United Nations give them a refugee stamp. But for other people, no one gives any refugee stamp. So we want to create our own parallel systems today, and that is what we are trying to do. And then when that happens, that policy will be amazing if all of you can lobby here and then get it accepted in Australia, so that our people will not only come to Bharat, but also they will also can come here and take the refugee quota and then thrive alongside each one of you. That is my hope here, and thank you so much for this time. And I would like to open the floor for any questions if you have. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Ram.
The floor is open for question and answers, but before that, I do like to acknowledge Ms. Elizabeth Kirkland, member of Janita, welcome. And I also forgot to acknowledge Ms. Rupa Rao, she is the president for Karnataka Association. Welcome to you as well. And opening for question and answer.
So Kiran, I have a question.
Yes.
So when these refugees, as you say, cross the border and come to India, so how does the government treat them there? Do they get like education or food and everything, or how are they going to survive with $80? What is the survival mode?
That is the exact question. So the thing is, as a nation, we do not have any law to rehabilitate a refugee as and when they come.
So how are they surviving there?
So that is exactly what I was talking about, that the survival is so hard for them, right? Like about 60% of them is taking care of us right now. Today, in our camps, we take care of 300,000 Hindus on a daily basis. So as and when they cross the border of Wagah, we have created systems to rehabilitate them. But what we are trying to do now is hand over this whole system to the government of India. And then at the same time, there are over 45% of them that goes missing. Who do you think have told me the story of Kiran? Can anyone guess? The 11-year-old girl, the story I was talking about, she herself told me. Today she has survived. I had the blessing to receive her in Baga, and then today she is living in one of our camps. And it was her who told me this. And I don't even know how to put it. I was not planning it, but I would like to share this, that she was telling me, one day we were cooking. I live in the camps with the people. We have small huts, where we live. So what we do is we give 80,000 rupees. That's about like $300, $350. Is when they come, wherein they build a home and then 3 months of groceries so that they can settle down, get a job and assimilate into Bharat. That is what we are doing now. So when I'm staying with her, we were making rotis, the chapatis, and then she was teaching me, and then we were just having fun. And then I just asked her, "How did you survive that 2.5 months?" This was after 3 years, 4 years of our relation I'm talking about. So she told me that kuch nahi, nothing. Every day someone used to come, many used to come sometimes. They opened the door, I used to freeze my body. And then I used to take my mind to my family. And then I was not present there. And that is how I survived that 2.5 months. This is what they are going through. And then it is so desperate, that there is one of our sisters in Mehsana, which is in Gujarat, where she left, she got a visa on exactly January 29, 2023. And then she gave birth to a baby on February 4th. And then her visa was expiring, so she left a 25-year-old baby and then crossed the border. Will a mother ever do that? So you can understand how desperate they are to just get a life. She crossed the border, and then she was hoping that the kid will get visa, but until now they don't have visas. It's been over 1.5 years. The baby have grown. Forget about breastfeeding. She did not even touch the kid. So that is how they are coming here. And unfortunately, to answer your question, there is no system right now, and that is exactly what we are proposing, that let us receive our people with respect of dignity. As and when they come, let us acknowledge them, and then give them a refugee status. No one will even forget about talking to them. no one will even give them a rental home or anything with a Pakistan passport. And why should they even hold a Pakistan passport when they left the country and come? So let them give a refugee card, let them give respect, and then let them become part of Bharat. And for me, I can tell you this, that a lot of people, when refugees come in, is the economic burden is one of the things that, which should rightfully be there. We should all safeguard our countries. But my people, I have seen them, as and when they come, even within 24 hours, they will start working. And today I told you they come with $80, but most of our camps, our average income of each home today is almost $25,000. That is over $400 per month. They are coming here to work hard. And that is exactly why I not only see them as victims of religious persecution, but I also see them as a thriving community of future Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-sustainable Bharat, where we are heading as a community and nation.
Can I ask you this question?
Yes.
Sri Lanka. Sorry. There are a lot of, I grew up in Chennai, and during my school days, even I heard like Sri Lankan Tamils, they coming from Sri Lanka over the boat, some related migration, all that. But I can, they trying to escape from the atrocity happening there, and then they moved here. And they were given the refugee status after many years. So, I'm just asking, it's not fully your responsibility, but have you ever checked with the Indian government? The same status given to them can be given to people coming from the West as well. And something can be done from Southeast. Is that something we can do from Northwest as well? Have you ever approached the Indian government?
No, that is exactly the policy. That's what I was telling you, that the Elam Tamils ethnic density is internationally recognized. Versus this, we don't even know about it. Right? So we need to educate our people is one, that is what is happening. And in our policy, this policy, over 80 lawyers have worked for the last 5 years without taking a single penny. No? So we have cited each and everything in our policy. Now, right now, under Citizenship Act 1955, already our people are getting citizenship. Right? And in the passport section 3.A and we have already a travel card that we give to Tibetan Buddhists. We give everything just like we spoke to Elam Tamils also. So all we are asking the government now is just add one name and then a stroke of signature and then it's done. But we need to understand it is not easy. We live in a country and we also live in a society where our minds are so conditioned. They spoke our language and they have confused us and then created chaos amongst us. So at this point of time, we are not able to understand this. Just to give you one good example, we have some Nepalese brothers and sisters here. When 100,000 Gurkha Nepali Hindu community was thrown out of Bhutan, 100,000 of them, not a single one were allowed into India. Can you believe that? We trained their military, we trained their administration, but not one were allowed into India. They were all from there moved to Nepal, where some of them still live in refugee camps. From there, over 80% of them were taken to Scandinavian countries by support of the United Nations and these organizations. And today, the research says that over 80% of them are converted. You understand? So that is a big drama that goes around there. And out of that, 17 to 20% have gone to US, and they have survived as and preserved their culture because one of our organizations, that is Seva International, have helped them to do it. So this is a difference between us depending on other organizations versus creating our own ecosystems. So hence, today what we are trying to create through this, creating this policy and everything, is that we create an ecosystem that is alternative to United Nations, but we will stand for anywhere, anytime, displaced Indian people, wherever it is happening on it. No? And this is the first step for it. That is what we do.
This refugee status is given by United Nations. So why can't these people get, why can't UN grant them refugee status?
So because India is not a signatory to the Refugee Convention of 1951 or 1967 protocol.
Yeah.
So United Nations doesn't have jurisdiction to work in Bharat. in India. So whatever work they do is out of respect. When we request them, we need your help, they come and work. Other than that, we don't have. Today we have so many Hindu refugees in our camps. We have so many Sikh refugees in our Delhi camps, and none of them get any refugee status.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. So that is why we are telling, let us not depend on those organizations. We are powerful enough. We are world's fourth largest economy. We run the world's largest democratic election. We give free ration to people put together of UK and Europe together today. So it is time where we decide our own fate. And that is where we are hoping to get.
Yes, India has got a pride in doing things in a way. So it doesn't need to, because it doesn't want to promote that Indians going refugees across the world. That may be the reason why they don't entertain the policies or willing to listen to you. Because they can accommodate. What you need to do is try to put your things into Indian government, not the asking Indian government to promote take Indians as they are coming to my country, you take them as refugees. They don't, I don't think India as a pride nation will ever think of that. I think your focus has to be, what your 80 lakhs, whatever they have, you need to use in their good offices of Indian government. They are willing to listen to you. They may not pass the bill, but they would like to help refugees. They won't allow all refugees crossing India and coming to India and be on their own. They will be able to help you and then support you. May not have a bill and get a refugee status and let him go to Australia or somewhere else. But I think that is where your focus may be something which I see. It will have major hurdles. Indian government will not go along with what you say.
Sir, I understand what you're saying, but you need to understand that if they don't get refugee status, how will India give anything to them first? On what basis will even we give electricity to them? On what basis we feed them? On what basis we give 6 months of transit code to them? We are what in the policy, that is what we are requesting. As and when they come, give a refugee status, under which we are asking for 6 months of transit code and 6 months of groceries. That is not at all a burden for our country. They can come and they thrive. But if they want to go out and then explore the world, want to become big, who are we to stop them?
You got more questions?
Yeah, I think
So that is the whole idea. So if they want to come here, all of you lobby, get that policy passed, let them come here, let them thrive, strengthen our community here. Simple as this.
in the interest of time, I think there was one more question. Trivial question that comments, personal comments.
It's a simple question. I just wanted to ask, you were talking about mostly of the refugees coming from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. That's what you're talking about? Or any other from any other place?
No, at this point of time, our focus is this policy that I'm talking about is only for Hindus and Sikhs coming from Pakistan to India. We are not even including Bangladesh at this point of time because Bangladesh is an open border. We don't even know who comes, who goes at this point of time. But whereas India, Pakistan is the strongest border, and Bharat, just like you said, have acknowledged the religious persecution on several international platforms, including the United Nations. Yes, so hence it will be easy for us to pass this bill. So that is why we are only including Pakistan. And hopefully in the future, we can also include other countries. Like for example, I have gone to Malaysia, I have gone to deeper parts of Malaysia. Our people live in absolute fear. Ever since there was one of the religious scholars that have moved there is already internal displacement happening in Malaysia. All of our people are cornered in Malaysia already. So you may think it may not happen, but it has happened in Bhutan, it has happened in Uganda, it has happened in Bangladesh, it is happening in Pakistan. Before you even know, it will happen. But at that time, what we as a community always do until now is once our house gets fire, then we start digging the well. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to have systems in place to rehabilitate our displaced Hindus and Sikhs.
Keep short.
Sashina, my question is, Hindu ethnic cleansing, the world is aware of it, other than just the Hindus. It is something that people don't want to talk about, not that they're unaware of it, but other than the account number and finance, how else do people who want to assist help you in your work? Thank you.
So, as I said, we are already putting together a fantastic team for this campaign. So right now, what I'm trying to do here is to consolidate all our people, all of us getting to one idea, that what we are working for here is not against anyone. What we are working for here is Hindu human rights. They should get the same value as anyone. That is Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, whatever we have in our as refugees. We want them to be acknowledged on the world. So hence what we are doing next is from October we will have a larger campaign. There will be videos and a lot of material coming from the ground. True stories that are coming. So you can help us all actively share it with your people. Facts-based research, share it with your people. If you have any academicians, ask them to write papers. Can you, like how Sister said, that the world may know about it, but just to put one stat, until I have nothing, I'm just a saffron-clad, yoga guy doing, my best to serve my country and my people. Until I took up that yatra, I went to each and every refugee camp for 13,000 kilometers and then released a document. There was never a document on Hindu refugee crisis before that. Can you believe it? In UK and Europe, put together, there are over 700 PhDs on how a certain religious community is not being taken care of well after they come to Europe or UK. So over 700 PhDs on just how they are not being taken care of. Versus us, we don't even have a paper on it. So we need academicians to come forward. We need law community to come forward. Everyone to come forward and start writing things about it. So that is exactly what I hope all of you will join us in doing together.
I do understand that you propel this forward with funds that you might need, hence that is up there. But apart from that, what is the groundwork in which you sort of collaborate with the Indian government? Who starts that? How does it start? What's the first step you want? Is there any clarity? Is there a strategic plan to that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So as I said, in my heart, I know that the government is aware of this now. We have already submitted our organizations that that are having very heart and core are with our people have also understand this everything. So today what we are trying to do, as I said, is to create awareness first and then introduce the policy so that we will have more voices. Let us build it rather than coming from top to bottom. We want to take this bottom to the top to be frank. Right? So once every one of us know, we know everything, and then hopefully this December winter sessions is when we are hoping to floor this on the parliament if possible. That is what we are looking forward for.
Thank you. Can I, Sheilaji, I'll come back to you, Margaret. I just wanted to clarify one thing. The purpose of this is coming and we hosting here is not fundraising. Don't get me wrong. It was my decision to put the details. He didn't give me this until 2:30 today. I insisted. So his purpose of coming here was raising awareness. When I first spoke to him on the phone when he was in India, a lot of things he said to me, I was not aware. So what he's trying to do is that raising awareness. And there was very good questions about this, the scale of issue, but also what is the policy. So that fight the issue, not just keep giving people. I think he had a nice line this afternoon, is that when you start something, they should look after themselves, not you don't expect them. So that's all good intention, and he's never asked me anything. In fact, this whole trip is Australian trip. Hindu Council did not give him a single dollar. He's doing on his own, and never he ever asked. I took the decision to actually put the details on there. He never asked that. And I asked him 5 times to the WhatsApp chat group. He never provided. But this afternoon, after lunch, I said, please give me that because there might be one or two people who want to come back. So please, I just want to clarify. he's not here, he's not asking, he's not raising funds. So it is me doing that. A lot of the things that I said are probably repeated is, I think the awareness. I didn't know that issue. I didn't know that all of the things he said, they're not recognized refugees, and we talked about all those things, why they're not refugees. So I just wanted to add that point. Shilaji, briefly, I think Divya already won, and we are going to wait.
Shantibhai, you always understand what I'm uncomfortable with.
Thank you for that clarification. My next question is, of course, you've given us powerful examples, but you really need, I think, to really help people. Documentaries are the way to go. You really need to bring it alive.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. Some of the
Show
stories
real stories. That's all.
And also, I think, can we change this and put the book cover?
Yes, at least so. Sorry.
Yes. Really appreciate what you have been doing. Thank you. Would you be able to share the details of those camps?
Yes.
In case if you want to.
Absolutely. That would have been my ending statement, that each and everyone, that when you come to Bharat, as you go to your pilgrimages, you go to your grandfather's places, your places, please add one of these camps. We have camps all the way in Gujarat border, Rajkot, Morbi, Karnavati, that is Ahmedabad, Radhanpur, Mehsana, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, Delhi, and then Myanmar border in Arunachal Pradesh. So these are the active camps. Elam Tamil camps, not we have already finished the work, so we are not focusing there at this point of time. So whenever you come, please visit our camps. We will be more than glad to facilitate your visit in our camps.
We have one more question from Peter.
I think I speak for all of us. I want to thank you for what you're doing for this community.
Thank you.
And I think you've touched all our hearts as well with your stories, your first-hand accounts. Recognising that I'm a member of the ACT Parliament, so I'm just wondering what kind of conversations are you trying to have with the Australian government to raise awareness with, I guess, our Foreign Affairs Department in particular, and whether that's possibly a fruitful avenue for you to explore.
Definitely. We definitely hope to do that. And but as said, first we want to consolidate with our community. We all get on one platform, and then I'm hoping from there they will guide how this policy has to go in Australia. So I think it is your decision to do how we can take this forward from here. And then I'll be more than glad to selflessly provide any research material you want. That we have put this on so much hard work. I would just put it to you, and then you do what you can do with that, and then we'll be more than glad to see that progress from there.
President of the land, and he has a question as well.
You already asked me this. Yes.
I don't have a question, but I want to thank you for doing such a great work and doing such a great work and helping the people who are really in need. And we have seen a lot of people coming to Australia or the overseas just to collect money, but not giving anything out what they are going to do with the money. You are the person who is doing actually work and putting the money where it is needed. So thank you very much. I want to thank and on behalf of the Select that you are doing a great work, and that's why we want to support you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You actually have one more question. So how do these people normally cross the border? What avenues do they take? How do they come across?
So that's a very important question. Like the hero story I was talking about, it was in 2012 that a lot of Hindus have started migrating. So his father was also someone who was preparing to come to Bharat. But an average Hindu family, or actually every Hindu family, on an average takes about 8 years. After they think that they want to go to India, it takes 8 years for them to get the money together, to get the passports, get the visas, and then cross the border. No? And then after all of it, they come with a meager $80. No? So there is so much of exploitation that they go through during this process. And I know many families who have given the same amount of documentation for a family of 15. 6 out of them get visa, 9 out of them doesn't get visa. And no one knows why that happens. And 9 of them stay back, 6 of them stay here. That is why again in our policy, family reunification is one of our major points. Whoever have already come here, and family being together is a basic human right. So what we are asking is to reunite our families, half of them who are there, bring them here on a fast track visa this thing. And then another thing that we are also asking our government in this policy is if there is any family that has a girl child under the age of 16, kindly fast track their visa each and every single day as quick as possible. Because every extended day they stay there, they are under threat. If another year passed by, Kira would have been safe. Because they were coming in 2019. So it is unfortunate situation. So I'm hoping that, as I said, I'm sure our government has the heart in this. We just need to align with what works, and then we'll have to take this forward from there.
How do you identify the real refugees versus people abusing the system? And I mean, is that an elaborate process?
It was elaborate when we started it because we didn't know, but now what happens when it comes to our system is something that I can vouch for, that we only take those people that come through the families that are already here. And then again, see, this is what, when India wants to execute something, it is, no one can match it almost. Like our border between India and Pakistan, after all the research I can vouch you that probably the strongest border or second strongest after Israel Palestine. Everything is so clearly monitored. They have to get a guarantee in India that vouch that we know them. After we do all the research here, then we give the visa, and then when they come within 24 hours, they have to go to something called FRRO, Foreign Regional Registration Office, and say that I'm going to be in this address. And our IP works so amazingly that I have seen people, if they go missing from more than 3 days, they come off. We don't even know how they get information about it, right? So we have a very robust system on that. But whereas in Bangladesh, we don't have the system, unfortunately. Because we have a diplomatic relation there, it's a different game. I'll not get into it. So here it is clear, so hence we are asking only policy at this point.
So, Kiran, just from here, just a related question. So, the only way to get the refugee from Pakistan now, they'll have to get a legal visa. And
Yes.
not
Absolutely.
Now, how about those people, like there's so many who are not even able to go over? Is there any way the police documents or can be, who can go and take, go to the Indian embassy or Indian?
No, yeah, that is far from reality. That is far from reality. We will not be able to do anything in going into that country at this point of time. As I said, the only way actually to safeguard them would be freezing. But we as a community is very far from that at this point of time. So, other than that, the only thing we can do at this point of time is do as much as possible, fast track their visas as much as possible, as and when they come, we create system to rehabilitate. That is all we can do at this point.
Yes.
I think in the interest of my last question, you want the mic?
As a yuva or a youth, what can we do living outside of India? What can we do other than financial or spreading awareness? Is there anything we can do to help the organization?
Definitely, yes. Thank you so much for that question. Because I just had a fantastic yuva workshop, talk in Sydney, right? So where so many of yuva have come forward. So as I said, right now we are building that toolkit is what we call it, right? So we are building, creative team wherein any content writers, any designers, video editors, just like how everyone has been asking for documentaries and all that. Because from October we are going to release a lot of that. So any skill that you have, I will share the volunteer form to the team, and then as and when it gets to you, just fill that form, and then our team will get back to you. And as I said, thank you so much again for that question. And like how Sir said also, we are a completely voluntary organization. I'll put it very straight and simple why I don't ask for funds anymore. Like I said, we literally forced me for that. So because we are a complete voluntary organization, We have over 140 volunteers who give their time, energy to this. I give my full time and I live in the camps. We operate from the camp, we don't have swanky offices. 100% of our fund, whatever comes, goes directly to our people. All my travel is sponsored by 2 people. Every single flight that I take, everything that I do, they are taking care of my travel. So I have no expenses and I live on Viksha. So whatever people feed, the mother where I was staying asked me, what do you want for breakfast? I said, whatever you feed, I take. So that is how I've been living. And if you, in the last 1 year, and I think I was telling Yogesh that between July, every July I go to US. So how we have been funding this is self-funding is what we have been doing. So I do yoga workshops, and in return whatever picture I've been getting, I've been putting it to work. That is what is happening. So every July and August I do US. So in US we are very big in yoga. Hopefully that is one thing all of us can do next time when I come. You can host yoga workshop in your homes or together as a community. I would love to share the Himalayan knowledge, and at the same time whatever support I get, we can take it back to my people. So in this process, from July to July, I have moved over 112 homes in the last 1 year. So that's how rapidly we are moving. We are striving to do this, and the more people that join us, I can only guarantee you that your minute and then your dollar, whatever you do, we will ensure that it goes directly to the ground, to the people. That is the guarantee that I can give, and I'm here. I'll also be on the ground, so there is no disturbance there. Yeah. So that is how we work. Thank you so much for that. So what you see here are the book cover. Can someone make the light? Pause. So these are the 2 book covers. The first one will be the first part, which follows 4 families until they come to the border. So all your questions will be answered in that book. And the second one is after they cross the border. So this is very soon going to come. Actually the book is ready, but as I said, everything that we do has to translate to my people, otherwise I don't get to move my food. So the book is ready, but when the policy is at peak, we want to launch that so that it will add to the strength of the policy, and hopefully at that time I will definitely come back. Maybe we can all meet for a book launch or something like that. That will be also amazing. Thank you so much again for each one of you coming. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you so much. Please have a seat. I did earlier introduce myself. My name is Divya, and that was deliberate that I didn't introduce myself because we wanted to introduce our team, the Hindu Council of Australia ACT chapter. I'd like to call upon Shanti Reddy ji to come and introduce the team.
Call everyone.
Actually, yeah, if I can call everybody who is the ACT chapter members, please come on stage, and Shanti ji will introduce us. Prakash Mehta ji and Kranti ji, please, if you can also come. Prakash ji is the director of Hindu Council Australia, and Kranti ji is the vice president.
In the interest of time, what we will do, we'll quickly, you won't spend much time, we'll just say your names, our names. So this is a brand new team in the ACT for the Hindu Council. We like to bring to you some very good events in the next few months. So we'll do the introduction from this stage.
Sunita and Sunita Sahadev. People who don't hear Sunita Sahadev. Thank you.
And top of this was?
My name is Amrita. I'm the secretary of the Council of Australia.
Yeah, I'm just a member.
I'm Rita. I'll be heading the chaplaincy responsibilities for Hindus in Canberra.
Prakash Mehta, I'm the ex-national president and currently director of the Council of Australia. And I'm worked for this team as the advisor when they required some help.
Shanti Reddy, Chair, ACT Chapter, Hindu Council. Those of you know Santosh ji के role करते थे, Santosh Gupta, you would have seen his face. I'm kind of doing his role. I'm doing his role. So thank you for the opportunity. Look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Namaskar everyone. My name is Avinash and I'm a research scientist, and I'm as a role of ACT team. I work in the ecology group and any research documentation, research paper review and all that stuff. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Roshan Nama. So in the ACT team, I've taken the responsibility of education, Dharmic education, and I would like all of you to be involved who actually does Dharmic education to work together for the community. Thank you.
I'm Kiran Chukkapalli from the Nepalese community. I take this role from this year. I'd like to involve in the issues related to Hindu council. So that's a great opportunity, and thank you for the council to give me the opportunity. And Kiran, thank you for raising the Nepalese question from Bhutan. That's a great issues there. That is great. And I think most of them have met before. So if you don't know me, I work for the government, federal government for 26 years. And also I'm the ex-president of the Nepalese Association, Federation of Nepalese Association of Australia, which are one member who ended from Australia. And now I'm the chairman of the Federal Council of that organization. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Kanti Jina. I'm Vice President of the Hindu Council of Australia, and it's a pleasure being working with Shanti Reddy and Prakash Ji and Santosh Gupta, the three advisors to the Hindu Council of the ACT chapter. And we look forward to better response, more and more response from the community in the future.
My name is Magi Ramachandran, so I'll be dealing with the temple coordination and Dharmic issues. I'll mention briefly four others who couldn't make it. Neenu Aroraji, she's a treasurer for the ACT chapter, she could not come. And then we have Ira Parker, she will look after cultural program, she couldn't make it. And we have Gaurav Sharma, who is also with Shishwa Mandir, is part of the team, he could not be here. And Murali Konelu, who is also could not be here. So there's four other members to this team. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Kantiji, if I can, yes, Kantiji, if you can come over. Kiranji, if I can have you on stage, please. Just a token of appreciation for you, and I'll let Kantiji.
Yeah, this is just a technical.
We have a small token.
So on behalf of ACD team, we are giving these new series of points which the Mint has just got. So this is out of board, which highlights the Australian indigenous development in the space. So that's our ACT local. Yay!
Thank you so much.
Good evening, friends. For the sake of Prakash Bhai, who could not pronounce the name of our visitor, you listening, Prakash Bhai? Yeah. It is Kiran Chukkapalli. You can give him a big hand. Being a librarian, I'm very, very happy that there are two more books books coming out. The more books, the better. I would like to say a few words that I have belief in. And there are 5 beliefs that I have that I want to share with you. I believe that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life. I believe that service to humanity is the best work of life. I believe that government should be of laws rather than of men. I believe that Earth's great treasure lies in human personality. And I believe that Earth's great treasure lies in human personality. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just heard from someone who has dedicated his life to a very, very worthy cause. I think all the senior people who are here with us today, from the ACT government, starting from Peter, to the people who are running temples like Krishna, Nadirpali, Sri, my great friend Niranjan Agarwal, and many others who have been doing great work in the 5 temples that we have in Canberra. But the work that Kiran ji is doing is extremely, extremely exemplary. If we could even give a small portion of our life to the type of work he's giving, and I think it will give us great satisfaction in life. I'd like you all to thank him very, very enthusiastically for all the work he has done, and that he should continue on his quest to assist the many people who he believes sincerely should be helped. So please give him a break. There are several organizations that do a lot of work with the Hindu Council in this great quest, and I'd like to ask Sandhiji to read the names out.
Thank you, Kantiji. Very sincere thanks, my deep appreciation to the 7 organizations who kindly agreed to support this event at a very short notice, within, in fact, a day or two's notice. So I'd like to thank Federation of Indian Association of ACT, FINACT. I'd like to thank Multicultural Association of Canberra and Gopio, Ishiji is here. I'd like to thank Canberra Ayyappa Samaj, Roshidi is here too. I'd like to thank Hindu Swayam Sevak HSS, Motiji is here. Thank you very much for supporting this event. I'd like to thank HCTC Hindu Temple Cultural Center, Flori, where we are meeting today. Thank you very much, Lakanji. I'd like to thank Hindus of Australia Association for the media support. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to thank Agarwalji, Sri Vishnu Shiva Mandir. Without asking any questions, just a phone call, they all agreed on the spot. So really, that shows collaboration. Thank you very much, all those individuals, organizations that supported us. And lastly, I really owe an apology to Kiran for putting those members up. As I think already clarified, the purpose is not fundraising. In fact, some of you asked me, and I clarified on the phone yesterday, day before, what is the purpose? It is raising awareness. Not many, I didn't know the scale and the issue here, and it's actually making that change, which is really instrumental. So we are here and see how we can, Mudra asked earlier, what can we do, youth and all of us. So I think we all at least now get in touch and now start a conversation. Niranji, आपको बोलना चाहते हैं? अग्रवाल साहब बोलिए।
Namaskar. Thank you very much for giving me a couple of minutes. Kiranji, I want to assure you, Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, it's a way of life. And how old it is, whether it is 500 years old or 5,000 or 50,000, lots of other cultures have tried to attack us. But we are so strong. We throng Chandra to Maurya उसके बाद में जब पहले महाभारत, रामायण, वाल्मीकि, मुनि वेद व्यास, Hindu dharma is very strong and it's not going to end ever. So therefore, I encourage you to continue your effort, and whatever people are present here, this is only 1%, probably less than 1%. We are all with you. We will help you. Whatever you want, whatever little, whether you want $1 or $10 million, you will get that. I can assure you, each of one of us will give. We are all Hindus and we are with every Hindu, whether it is a Hindu council or Hindu parliament. We are with all together. Thank you.
I just wanted to remind you, there's still a bit more detail there, a few more spouses. I'd like to acknowledge where are you? No, I just wanted to see where Roshan is. Roshan, we haven't forgotten the hard work you did with Bharat, who have sponsored this evening's so many samosas that we have all eaten. And Sunita, thank you for the lovely tea. It's the first time I've seen 5 women, 1 man can make 100 cups of tea. Thank you very much indeed. My last comment was tea as an extension to what Peter Ken said earlier on. The service, the brotherhood of man transcends the sovereignty of nations. The brotherhood of man transcends the sovereignty of nations. Do my power. Thank you very much. It's getting dark, so I hope you find your way back home. And God bless you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you.